Welcome to Lanmou Spiritual. This is a general reading for the first week of March 2020. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or anywhere Pisces may be in your chart. This is for you. We're starting out with the Wisdom Oracle, and then we'll follow through with the main reading. Oh, there we go. That was fast, Pisces. And then we will close out with a advice oracle card for you from the work you liked. Okay, at the bottom we have chop wood, and this is number 42, which goes down to a 6. And I feel like with chop wood, there's a sense of preparation. There's a sense of preparing for the winter, if you will, right? And we know number 6 for me is reminiscing about the past, and number 6 is also the card of childhood in the tarot. I don't know why that's a card. I'm thinking of the 6 of cups for you, Pisces. That's what's coming through. I'm saying number 6 is about that, but I'm thinking of the 6 of cups as I'm saying this. So for a lot of you, that chop wood here, that preparation, something that you invested in, something that especially in your childhood or in your adolescence, or like something from the past that had an emotional component to it. It's almost like this investment that you made is about to start paying off. It's about to start paying some dividends for you. Okay, you're gonna start seeing some you're going to start seeing some result. Perhaps some people are going to be coming back, but this have to do with preparation that you did way in the past, right? For these winter months. Now you can use these chop woods. You can use them. That's how it is coming up for you. Now the card that actually flew out for you is Imagine, and this is here number 20. Oh, it's such a beautiful card. Look at all the watery energy here, okay? And it's like the moon is suspending over a sea of water. It's so beautiful, such Piscean energy. It's almost like Spirit is asking you to daydream during this time under this moon. We have a full moon coming up, a full moon in Virgo. So some of you may want to introspect during that full moon in Virgo. Or for some of you, it has to do with that new moon in Pisces that you just experienced a week ago or so. And it's almost like you're imagining the life that you want to live. Some of you are remembering again the life that you had planned for yourself. Okay, I feel like there's a gap here that's being bridged from what you had planned from the past, from things that you have worked on, that you're working towards from the very, perhaps for some of you, long distance past. And now it's almost like all of these things are coming back or resurfacing again in your own imagination, in your own mind. You're daydreaming about them, and some of you may want to make a go for it again. Okay, let's see here. We're gonna do the Celtic cards for you guys, and we'll still keep it short. Okay, Pisces. And folks, let's not forget, this is a general reading. It may not resonate, and hopefully it does for you and give you some clarity. And if you enjoy the reading, please like, comment, subscribe to help the channel to grow so more people get to see this, and also to let me know, hey, we are appreciating, your contribution. Let's see here. We are using the Witch's Tarot for this reading, for the main message. Messages for Pisces, messages for Pisces, messages for Pisces. And folks, I don't know if it's all the Neptunian energy. We have Mercury in Pisces, and of course the Sun is currently in Pisces. We also have Pisces in Neptune, and it's just been such a sense of daydream, like, to the air for me. Okay, and I've been encouraging people from the last couple of readings. There were live readings, check them out. Okay, the message should still apply for you guys. Like, I felt like I've been in such a daydreaming state. I've been daydreaming more and more, like carving time out for myself to spend some time to just spend time with myself, my own imagination. So it's very like welcoming to see that card coming out for you, Pisces. So if you need more time to imagine, to daydream, to think, to allow yourself to, let your head go to in the clouds, if you will, just do that for yourself. Allow yourself that time. Let's see. Messages for Pisces. Messages for Pisces. And we have the Three of Swords that came out on top, and the Tower that came out on top in that pile here. Okay, so for some of you there must have been something quite sudden that came through. Even my ring came off. So for some of you there might have been a divorce. Someone took off their wing, and perhaps it took the wind out of you. Okay, like left you breathless and quiet. It was sudden and unexpected. You had to take the ring off, if I should say. Okay, for some of you, and now you have to reimagine a new future for yourself, a new life for yourself. Here we go, Pisces. We're gonna cut the card. That was a long shuffle. You guys know I pre-shuffle all these cards, and let's see here how your cards lay out. And center of the reading, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, things are changing. Time, there's a sense of timing here. Okay, and here we have this is the Wheel of the Year. So time is, I say Wheel of Fortune because that's how, you know, this card is major arcana number 10. But this is specifically say the Wheel of the Year. And it makes perfect sense for you, Pisces. At the center of the reading, this is your season right now. The Wheel of the Year, the wheel is up during your season, your time. Like the sun is in your sign. So that's like that's your time right now. So that's very apropos. And there's a lot of things being manifested for you during this time. Okay, and we have it being with the Page of Wands. Yes, let's see, at the foundation of this we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going and then I'll bring it all together. I'm almost like anxious to keep going, but if I start talking about each one of those cards separately, it gets so much longer and we don't need that, right? So let me keep pulling the cards for you and I'll show them. Here we have the Four of Cups on the advice position, if you will. In the past, we have the King of Cups. So much water energy for you, of course, your water sign. And here we have Karma, which is number 20, also known as Judgment, in the near future. And I was telling you guys that, and I'm gonna stop here for a second. Let's take a pause. Let's go over this central aspect here. So we were talking earlier when I saw that chop wood card number 42 from the Wisdom Oracle, and I started talking about the number 6, and it was the 6 of Cups I was seeing. We don't have the 6 of Cups here, but with having Karma, the card of Judgment here, I'm really getting a heavy reconciliation message for you, Pisces, and that's what was coming through while looking at chop wood here. So I feel like for a lot of you, with the King of Cups in the past, there's you are dealing with some emotional situation, okay? And a lot of it may just be your own internal working, because there's an Ace of Cups at the foundation, which means there's an offer here, an emotional new beginning, and an emotional offer. And seeing these flowers that look like the lotus flowers at underneath that cup, it's telling me that there's something here that wants to regenerate, right? The lotus flowers are signs of peace, a sign of regeneration. Wherever there was, like, you know, negativity, something it's almost like this flower grows out of murky water and turns into a beautiful flower. So something that's going to come out of perhaps a negative situation, something beautiful is going to come out of it, okay? So hence this offer, an offer of peace, an offer of a new beginning, that's at the foundation of this, because this is the time, because there's a sense of fate here. This is fated, and the central issue here is crossed by the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is fire energy. We have Aries season coming very soon, and we're gonna have a lot of energy. I believe we have Venus currently in Aries, so there is a sense here with that youthful energy. There's a sense like the pages are not a new offer. It's like a restart of something that already was, right? There's something here that's already in motion, that's been set in motion, but it's a restart of it, or a new level of it. And yes, it's still at the initiate phase, but there's so much passion with the Wands card. It's about action. So it's almost like it's time right now to take action, to restart something, whatever it is, especially in regards to emotions, because the Page of Wands and the Wheel of Year and the Wheel of Time here is in the center of all this watery energy. The Ace of Cups, new beginning at the foundation. In the current past, recent past, the King of Cups, like you yourself perhaps feeling on top of your world, on top of your emotions, or perhaps dealing with another water energy, whether it's a Scorpio, another Pisces, or a Cancer. And here we have the Four of Cups in your advice situation, in your advice position, right? Look at this. There's a youthful, it's a very youthful energy here with that masculine energy with that little boy, and there's like almost a mermaid trying to seduce that younger boy, saying like, here, don't you want that cup? Look at that cup. And he's literally like crossing his arm, almost like to shelter himself, to protect himself, because it's almost like, I don't even want to look at you, because if I look at you, I may not be able to say no, I may not be able to resist. So there is something that's very enticing that's coming back. Someone from the past, something from the past that's really gonna come at you strong, and the temptation is going to be almost irresistible. Okay, and because in the near future there is a reconciliation here on the table, and it has to do with work, it has to do with an investment that you or somebody you invested it in the past. Okay, Pisces, let's keep going here. This is you in the situation, in the position of the Nine of Pentacles. For me here, the Nine of Pentacles, first thing that's coming to mind, yes, it's someone who's very affluent, someone who's doing well for themselves, someone who's enjoying the fruit of their labor, who's living a very comfortable life, you know, that's very, that has wealth, that's doing well perhaps in their career. Look at her, she's smiling, she's happy. That's the happiest Nine of Pentacles I've ever seen. And also there's a sense of the page, I'm sorry, the Nine of Pentacles, that's a single person that almost every single deck, this card, the person shown illustrated on it is always, it's always a singular person, right? They're always alone. It's like there's a sense of independence, not just financially independent, but someone who's like, I'm okay by myself, I'm happy, I'm enjoying my life, I'm enjoying what I've accomplished for myself, I'm okay. So for some of you Pisces, if you're like watching this and you're like, well, I'm not really there financially where I'd like to be, but I'm comfortable and I'm feeling more like I'm okay being single. So that's for you. That's the message that's coming through for you. It's a single message. Like you're someone who's just like enjoying your single life pretty much. It's like if your relationship come, okay, but you're not looking for it. Okay, but I feel like something is coming your way, whether you know it or can sense it or not. Here we have Justice, my goodness, Major Arcana, number 11. Like bringing fairness, balance to a situation. Earlier, I said that, this is by the way, external environment. I said that when I was shuffling, I saw the Tower and the Three of Swords, about like a sudden situation that brought perhaps heartbreak, and my ring here, my Sri Yantra ring just fell off, fell out of my finger, and I felt there was a sense of a separation, of a sudden, you know, fallout, like perhaps even a divorce. So for some of you, if it's not you getting a divorce, since this is an external position, the Justice card, it may be that spirit, it may be the law of karma. By the way, look, the Justice card and the Judgment card, which is called karma in this deck, is right there next to each other. Between this is the external position and this is the near future. Okay, so these are things that are external to you. So it may be your person that is now, that's coming back, that is going through a divorce. Okay, maybe something sudden. It may be that you have not been in communication with that person. It may be that that person is going to try to get your attention. It may be that that person is like, okay, now I'm open, now I'm ready to start something new. Now, you know, destiny has, you know, intervened or whatnot. If that person was someone who was in a commitment before, I feel like with that Justice card, they're just now coming out of that commitment. Okay, so then they can offer that new beginning to you. Let's see, this is the hope, your hope and fear. Yes, the Four of Wands, beautiful. So Four of Wands, this is Venus in Aries, and we know Venus is currently in Aries. This is you wanting that abundance that's all encompassing. Okay, with Venus in Aries, and Venus in Aries is like it's almost like that fire, that ignition that's gonna help you to really bring forth that abundance. That's gonna help you to set that new foundation for yourself, for your future. That's your hope and fear. That's what you want. You want something stable. You want something that someone you can count on. If it's a relationship, you want this to be something that is gonna last the test of time, if you will. And you don't want to have doubts about it. Okay, you want it. You want the passion. You want the security. You want the the honeymoon. You want all of it, and you deserve all of that. And I feel like for some of you, this is kind of like that was an issue in the past. You didn't feel safe with that person. You didn't feel secure with that person. This is a general message for the month, but very much so, there's a lot of message here that's coming through in regards to love, because there's so much water energy here for you. But let's think about it astrologically speaking. With that Judgment card here that we have, this is Pluto energy. We know that we have Pluto and Jupiter coming in conjunction. That's going to really cause a little bit of turmoil, if you will. If not turmoil, like all of us, like as a collective, like all of us in this planet, there's something's gonna be happen. I don't know exactly if it's the current virus that, you know, everyone now is paying attention to, closer attention to, or if it's something else, another event. But I feel like there is an event that's gonna come through that's going to require all of us to look up in the sky. That's gonna require all of us to look at this is the moon they're looking at. The moon talks about not just feelings and emotion and intuition, but also things that are hidden in the shadow, right? That's gonna require of us to look at perhaps our shadow selves, or the way we are conducting ourselves in society, the way we are leading society, the way we have structured our society, okay? Like those things that we're hiding, we're all gonna have to, it's like when we have this eclipse, everyone's eyes went up to the sky to try to look at the eclipse. And that's what's like, there's gonna be a moment like that, I feel like, for all of us, where there's going to be like a big change. That's going to be an instigator for a big change, where all of us we're gonna be asked to self-reflect, to introspect, but to end that introspection is not just for our own, you know, self-improvement, but it's gonna be for the greater good, for the self-improvement of greater good. At the very least, to look at how are we being fair in our society, in our community, in this life, in this global community. How are things being led? How are we being led by our government, by our leaders? Like, you know, there's gonna be something that happens here that's going to require that for all of us, because I feel like there's that chasm between this big energy, like this Pluto energy, which is all about, you know, transformation and like kind of like shaking things up, that justice, bringing karma in, like karma, which is not just like a personal thing, it's just like, it's about public, it's about all of us together. And then that chasm between the private thing, okay, like us looking at us at ourselves, like, okay, so how am I contributing to this? What am I doing to contributing to a different way of it, right? Or my actions, especially with that full moon in Virgo coming up, how my action, the details of your daily lives, right? Your routines, are they contributing to the kind of life that I would like to see, to the kind of world I would like to live in? Are they in alignment with this kind of, with my principles, right? My ultimate principles. So this is the chasm here that's happening, and this is the wheel of year. This is like something that we cannot stop. It's supposed to happen. It's happening now because it's supposed to be. All right, Pisces. So this is a very major energy for you. So I feel like for some of you, you're gonna be in the thick of it. And you, Pisces, you deal so much with the subconscious. Perhaps some of you have been receiving subconscious message and downloads about all of this. For the collective, in regards to the whole collective, and perhaps even your own personal self. But there is that chasm here between the public and the private life of all of us, okay? And here we have the 10 of Swords. Oh my goodness, this is the outcome, the 10 of Swords, an ending, okay? The 10 of Swords, there's no other way to say it, an ending. And usually it's an ending that is not so easy. Look at that. Is that an owl? Yeah, I think that's an owl. Look at that owl with the light, the eyes are beaming lights here. That's a messenger. So that's what I was just saying earlier. I was kind of tapping on for you, Pisces. Some of you already know, because the owl is the keepers of knowledge, secret knowledge, right? It's almost like this has already been communicated to you. You feel that coming. There is a major ending happening. And look at these flowers here. The 10 of Swords, and there's these beautiful purple flowers, right? The crown chakra. Some of you, you've already been activated to understand it. You've received that message from above to your crown chakra, from the owl, the keepers of knowledge, about this ending. There's a big major change here that's happening. And for you in your own personal life, you're hoping that brings a greater level of stability and a greater level of abundance in your life. And yes, you should assume so, because this is how you're showing up here. For some of you, you will feel kind of like everything that I've done in the past, that I've done in my life, should it's as if to say, if it's a big return of the Lord, if you will, if it is judgment day for you, if this is your day that God called you, you'll be like, okay, you know what, I feel like I've prepared enough. I feel like I did what I was supposed to do for the winter months. Okay, that's how some of you are gonna be feeling. And I feel like for a lot of you Pisces, you are receiving those messages. You're kind of like in the know. Okay, this is the outcome here. Okay, an ending, a brutal ending. And I'm not surprised, because I feel like even if it's someone coming back in the personal into your life that wants a reconciliation with you, I still feel like that with that 10 of Swords here, something's gonna have to shift. There's gonna be a big shift of what was to the new. Like, okay, there's gonna be almost like a drastic passage of time. Something you can look at even 20 years from now. You can say 2020 was a defining moment in my life. It's gonna be kind of like pre-2020 and past 2020. Okay, so that's something drastic like that that's gonna happen for you, some of you guys. And yes, for some of you, it might be in regards to love, because we have a lot of love messages here. Okay, and for some of you, and by the way, number 20 is also the same year as karma, the kind of karma and the new future. Imagine, it's also the card of judgment. Okay, that's the second message of judgment. And they just pulled my, because I didn't even mention number 20. I went on number 6 here with that chop wood card for number 42 at the bottom, but I didn't even mention number 20 for that card that flew out for you, because it wasn't time yet for us to talk about it. Now they bring it up to you. That's again the same message of judgment day, karma. Okay, a day of atonement, like come to meet your maker, if you will. So for a lot of you, you're gonna feel like you did the work, you prepared yourself for what's to come, and you're gonna feel like justice is gonna be on your side. You know, it's external, that justice that's coming through. Things are gonna fall out for them to bring you abundance and stability. You're gonna be sitting pretty at the end of it. Your advice card is the 4 of Cups. It's also a number 4, a house of Cancer, about the home here, about stability and foundation again. So I feel like for some of you, you're gonna feel like, okay, this is how I'm feeling, and I'm feeling like this, rightly so, because I feel like I was in the right. I prepared. I worked hard when I was supposed to work hard. No matter what happens now, I'm gonna allow the chips to fall where they may, and I know that I'm gonna be taken care of. No matter what's the ending here, which is the outcome, you feel like you're gonna be protected. And look at this Ace of Wands. With that ending, this is the outcome. Okay, this is the outcome. The 10 of Swords, Gemini energy, Sun and Gemini card. What's your thing? What's your card at the bottom? What's facing this we're reading? The Ace of Wands, that new beginning, that ignition we're talking about, that thing that's gonna, that instigation, that big shake up. This is your new beginning, a passionate new beginning. And look at this butterfly flying above of it, hints of transformation. This is just so beautiful. Yeah, there's a big shake up happening, and I feel like I don't need any clarification. I have the after tarot here to clarify for you guys, but really it's not needed. Yes, so let's go straight into it for you Pisces. We're going to pull an oracle card and advice card from the Your Light Oracle deck. I love this card. Advice for Pisces. Oh, onto the floor, but I do want to take it. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Okay, be held, retreat, rest. And some of you daydream. Really take some time for yourself. And I'm going to grab that card for you without a doubt, without a second thought. They want me to take it, and I hope, oh yeah, it's not good. All right, guys. Let's see here. Align your life. Align your life. Yes, that's what we're talking about, right? Your private life with that public public sphere. What is not aligned or needs to change? There's a change that's happening with that full moon in Virgo. I'm telling you guys, this is your advice card. Okay, with that full moon in Virgo, we're going to be asked. This is kind of like a last chance, if you will, a last chance to release any bad habits, any things, especially about the things that we do every day, the things that that we do in the daily that have become a habit, if you will, right? That we cannot, I don't want to say that we cannot escape, but kind of like if you have a child, you know, you have to wake your child up, you have to take them to school, or there's some kind of like teaching or schooling that's happening, right, during the day. By the way, sorry about the noise here, something just fell. So it's kind of like you're going to have to really introspect and ask yourself, how is your life in alignment with what is for the greater good? At least what you believe should be for the greater good, what you'd like to see happening in public, in our world. So align your life, and whatever needs to change, whatever is not aligned, that needs to be released. That full moon that's gonna come up here in Virgo is gonna be the chance, the opportunity between, and when that Jupiter and Pluto energy get in the way, no one can escape that. Okay, this is going to affect us. This is gonna affect all of us as a collective, and I feel like a lot of us, we're really gonna have, especially for those of us that have been that have not been doing the work, we're really gonna have a hard time, because it's gonna be like playing catch up, and then it's gonna feel like you're getting like whack-a-mole, like kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? What's going on here? For if you're watching this message, that means you're paying attention. You're more attuned to yourself, to your intuition, to your own spiritual development. I would assume that you've been learning something, picking up on something, and I feel like for a lot of you Pisces, you've been getting the intuitive nudges from spirit. Okay, even if you're not sure how to interpret them. Like I had these bizarre dreams, and it was like days later, someone sent me something on WhatsApp that had a similar dream about the ocean. Like there was this big tornado in the ocean, like a big upheaval, and it was like the Buddha rising from above with all the lights of the chakra around them, and it was just kind of like stunning even in the dream. And when I woke up, I knew it meant something. I knew it meant something big. And I kept getting confirmation, like someone else had a similar dream. And then I heard one of my favorite YouTubers talking about the dream they had again about the ocean that was very similar to that. And it was just like, okay, that's confirmation. I still don't know exactly what it means, but I know it means something. So for some of you, it's kind of like that. You might have been getting like nudges and intuitive hits, dreams, perhaps hearing a song, things just coming to you, and you have an idea that something is brewing. You just may not know how to interpret it. But the things that we can control are our habits, are the things that we do in the daily. So I would start with that. I would encourage you to start with that, because there's a big change coming up here that's going to affect most of us, if not all of us. But we can start doing the work, the individual work, and all together, all of us that are doing the work come together. It makes a big difference, and that's how we do it. That's how we change the world. Okay, and yes, there's a lot of room for improvement here, y'all. There's so much room for improvement. But anyways, Pisces, this is your general message. Thank you so much, especially for those of you that listen through the end. As I always tell you guys, this is a labor of love. I'll see you next week, where we'll focus on love. And until then, remember, love is will. Bye. Thank you, guys.